In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the fourth quarter, the fiscal year, where 35% of opportunities are spent during this time here, and some tips of what you need to do, and some specific example of an email that you can send to a contracting officer. Stay tuned. See you on the inside of this episode. All right, I'm back. I got my, what's this called again? My selfie stick. This way, my hand doesn't get tired. But thanks for watching this episode. If you are joining us for the first time, my name is Abraham, and I will be talking about government contracting and how to speak Governese and how to win government contract. In this episode here, as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna be talking about your contracting journey in the fourth quarter, or what we call the fiscal year. Fourth quarter, it has to do with July, August, and September. This is where 35% of all federal spending is done during this time here. But I'm talking about your journey because of this here. I'm out here hanging out with my daughter. We're walking up to the top, but there's a whole bunch of other people on their journey to the top of the mountain. And so you are on a journey. And in this journey here, there's going to be challenges, obstacles, different things like that. But the fourth quarter is your most rewarding time. It is the most lucrative time that you can have during this period here, because most of the spending is done through this time here. So what are some key things about the fourth quarter? Key thing is this here. Every agency has a budget, and the budget for the year has to be spent, all of it, during the fourth quarter. So that presents some risk to agencies, because if they're not spending their budget for this year, what that means is that they're not going to get reallocation of funding for next year, because they're going to say, oh, well, you had the budget, you didn't need it, so we're going to cut your spending. So whatever project, whatever allocation of funds that they have, they find ways to spend that money so that they can get a renewal funding for the next year. It's not necessarily good for the nation, because sometimes they buy things that they really don't need, but it's good for you as a business owner, because they buy things that they may not really need. They just things that they want, right? They're like us, right? Sometimes we want things and we buy it even though we don't need it. Sometimes we need things and we can't afford it, so we have to wait. So agencies, they're people like us. They're people just like you and me, and they have budget, and they live according to the budget. If they need more money than the budget, they ask for that. If they have less funding available, they have to cut back. But fourth quarter is where they have funding and they have to spend all of it. So let me share with you a few situations where I've seen agencies spend money on things that they probably didn't really need. So I have a company I'm working with. They are a AV, audio video company. And the agency, they just said, hey, we've got about $50,000 we need to spend on some audio video. And then they were able to sell about $50,000 worth of AV just because it's fourth quarter, and they have extra funding that they have to spend it and put it somewhere. So there's lots of different situations. They may, if you're a pressure washing company, they may need some pressure washing to just spend the last $2,000-3,000 to make the place nice and spiffy. If you're in the painting industry, they might just need to have someone spend $15,000-20,000 to paint the facility, make it look nice and pretty for the next year. So there's lots of different reasons why they spend money. Now, those are like smaller size projects. Those smaller dollar amounts are very easy for agencies to spend during this time here. And so fourth quarter, they got to use up their budget. Sometimes we call it use it or lose it, right? Now, let's talk about the bigger size projects. Now, the bigger size project, they have to spend the budget by the end of September 30th, because October 1st is the new year for the government. So during this time here, what you're going to see is an influx of a lot of opportunities that's going to hit SAM.gov, that's going to hit the bid portal. And so this is the time. This is not the time. Let's talk about some practical tips here. This is not the time to try to go and meet with the contracting officer and build relationship for long-term purposes. It is a time to email a contracting officer or to meet with a contracting officer to see if they have any micro purchases, to see if they have any simplified acquisition procedures or any sole source opportunities. But it's not the time to talk to them about long-term stuff. It's a time to just write a lot of proposals, slap it on the wall to see what sticks. So this is the time where you just write a lot of proposals. Whether you super qualify or not, whether you meet all the well, you have to meet the requirements. Whether you're not, even if you're not the most qualified company, this is that time of the year to just write a whole bunch of proposals. Don't use your time doing many other things, because this is contracting season. Use your time searching for opportunities, writing proposals, and bidding on these projects here. Your goal, if you're a small business, your goal should be to submit on average about one proposal a week. That's your goal. Try to get one proposal a week. And if you're a larger company, your goal, and you have more than one proposal person, you might want to do 3 or 4 opportunities a week. And because this is a feeding frenzy right now, contracting frenzy right now, you want to go and access as much as you can during this time here. So fourth quarter is here. Those are some tips I want to share with you. And I've seen it happen. I've seen where companies just get contract just because they showed up, just because they submitted a proposal, just because they're at the right place at the right time. If you do email contracting officer, I'm gonna give you a very simple tip to email. You send a contracting officer email. This is what you want to say: John or Susie or whatever their name is. I always email by only addressing them by their first name. Now, some people say you want to treat them, address them in their formal title. I don't do that because I believe that friends do business with friends. And so when I email someone, I just call them by their first name. And I would say, my company is this here. And I was wondering to see if you have any micro purchases during the fourth quarter, or any sole source opportunities, simplify acquisition procedures that we can support you on. These are the 3 things that we're really good at. And we are a women-owned, veteran-owned, whichever certification you have. And should you have any projects, we can respond very quickly, and something very simple like that there. And so you can send emails to existing relationship you have. You can send emails to potentially new relationships, and then just see if they have any opportunities that they have to get off their plate. Now think about this here. A contracting officer, they have a stack of about 200-300 projects they have to put out. The contracting officer, they have to spend this money on behalf of the agencies, the program managers, the directors, and they have a stack of 200 to 300 projects they have to put it out in the next 2 to 3 months. Well, if they can sole source a project and don't have to read 10 proposals to award it, man, they would love to do that. If they can do a micro purchase to you and they don't have to bundle it up and do other things with it, they prefer to do that during this time here, because it's crunch time for them. They have to spend the money, and they rather takes the more simpler path, the easier path, which is micro purchases, SAP opportunities. Do it that way. So hopefully you got good value from this video here, and sharing with you the contracting journey in terms of your fourth quarter here that's happening right now as we speak. Lots of opportunities. 35% of all federal spending is happening right now. Don't sit around. Get up, write your proposals, find your opportunities. Go to govgenie.com, look for projects there. Go to sam.gov, look for opportunities there. Go to GovTribe, go to HireGov. There's lots of tools, resources out there. Find your opportunities, write your proposals, win some contracts. And remember, you are one contract away from your goals, from your dream house, from the car that you want, from the vacation that you deserve. One contract away. If you love this video here, please remember to like, subscribe, share it, and also click on the notification bell. And I will see you in another episode. Have a good one. Take care. Peace.